Hi, I'm Mark Summers. I work for Quadient CXM across the insurance sector and head up the enterprise sales team. Today I've got Harriet Moore, who's Head of Customer Communications at Legal & General. Harriet, nice to see you today.
Great to be here. Thanks, Mark.
Tell me a little bit more about your role within Legal & General.
So I lead the customer communications team for the retail protection division at Legal & General. I have a team of developers, I have a team of communication experts and communication servicing experts. And we look after all the customer and operational communications, as well as the product communications from onboarding all the way through to existing business.
So let's start right back to the very beginning, before Quadient were even involved. What were the problems that you were facing at Legal & General that led you to start looking outside of your company's solutions?
So some of our products can have 40-year terms, so we have a huge amount of CCM technologies in the organisation. We also outsource as well and use third-party suppliers. So we had a need to have more digital capability. We had a need to come off the mainframe. It was causing some functional and performance restrictions, as well as it meant that because it was on the mainframe, we needed IT&C to promote changes to live. So it was very slow to get changes done to our communications and costly.
So cost is an interesting one. So by bringing the software solution in-house, how much benefit did you see in terms of speed of turnaround on changes?
So in the old world, it would take 12 weeks to deliver a change using IT&C testers, promoting to live and going through 3 test cycles. Whereas in the new world, we can do all of that change within my team and get change within 24 hours. So quite a significant impact, still with robust risk management. We're using some of the integrated testing tools.
So what effects did that long time lapse cause for you and your team?
I think it was just very difficult to prove the value of the business cases for the changes that we wanted to make. So it was hard to get things prioritised and to maintain and get all the improvements into the communications that we wanted to do. So this change to operating model will really help us to deliver excellent customer experience to our customers.
So those problems ultimately ended up in you choosing Quadient as your technology partner to help you solve those solutions. And that's what kicked off the relationship. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So we started down a procurement process, an RFP and tender. So we were recommended by suppliers actually to Quadient, and also looking at Quadient's position in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. So we engaged with you, we had a really clear idea of what our requirements were and also what our problems were. So we presented that to you. What I was particularly impressed with is the response to brief. So you came back with very relevant demos which highlighted your experience in the insurance sector, and also that Quadient would fit the bill from a technology perspective and provide the solutions that we were after.
So what is it about Quadient and the Inspire platform that really excited you? Why did you choose us?
So I particularly liked Quadient Inspire Interactive and its ability to empower the business to make changes. And that really has helped us to get that change in operating model, along with the integrated testing and sampling of the communications. I also liked the messenger capability. We wanted to be able to A/B test our digital communications, as well as omnichannel orchestration, because we needed the capability to be able to cascade between different channels of communications.
So what have you built out with the Inspire platform to date?
So we've built a one retail communications solution called the Communications Hub. And what the Communication Hub does is it allows all our different source systems to integrate with it and pass the event or communication data through the Communications Hub, which then interacts and integrates with Quadient. We've also built a centralised contact log archiving solution. So effectively, it's a one cloud-based retail communications solution which enables us to track, log, archive, distribute all of our communications.
So how have those decisions you made translated into real results for you?
So we've been able to implement a change to the target operating model. So previously it was taking 12 weeks once something was prioritised through a business case, through IT and change, to make a change to go live. In the new operating model, we're able to make changes to simple logic to wording and also to visual identity within 24 hours, which is a significant impact. We've also, with the integrated testing tools and sampling tools, got even more improved and more robust risk management so that we can really make sure that we are sending accurate communications to our customers at the same time.
And what changes are your colleagues seeing?
So as well as changing the target operating model, we've also brought in the new technology and changed the ways of working within the team. So we've now got a team of trained, inspired developers sitting alongside customer communication managers, working with agile methodology to make changes quickly in 3 weekly sprints. So I've really found it to be a very efficient way to make quick transformation.
So I'm going to change tact a little. I'm really interested to know if the problems that you're facing at Legal & General, in your opinion, are industry-wide?
Yeah, absolutely, they're industry-wide. I mean, the changes that we saw with the pandemic are really here to stay. So more on the digital processing, more digital communications. In addition, we're seeing customers demanding excellent customer experience. Customers are more impatient and they really want that ease through the customer journey. But good technology isn't enough. You know, we need to do more personalisation and also have human interaction at the right point in the journey.
So how have you been impacted by the new regulation?
So the vulnerable customer guidance has really shone the light on digital being a vulnerability as well as financial. And this is where omnichannel orchestration really helps us, because it means that we can have workflows set up to make sure that the same communication can be issued through the right channel for our customers and our customer base. The Consumer Duty regulation, we are working through at the moment to really understand how our customers read and understand our communications. So it's important for us to make sure that the communications are issued at the right time, with the right content, the right calls to action, and the right education so that our customers can make effective decisions which result in good customer outcomes. And essentially, you know, we want it to lead to brighter financial futures for our customers.
Yeah, I think there's some really interesting points you've made there, you know, particularly around consumer duty regulation, vulnerable customers, the need for digitisation, but ultimately testing what the clients prefer in terms of their method of communication. So that's enough about the problems. Let's talk about the positive future for Legal & General. Let's go through the theory, okay? So customer experience and communications as a nirvana. What does that look like for your industry?
So we focus on 3 core pillars. So being data-led, data and insight-led, tech-enabled, and also customer-focused. So with us implementing that, it's really looking at understanding the data, making sure we can capture the data, testing our communications to get good insights, and then overlaying that with behavioural science as a force to good for our customers, so that they are making the right decisions at the right point. At the same time, we're looking at segmentation of our customer base to really understand how different segments like to be communicated with, so that we have a different tailored approach for each different type of customer. So more personalisation, also looking at our tone of voice.
I think that comes across on certainly the sector events that I attend across insurance. So outside of the industry, who would you look to as a shining example to achieve that so-called nirvana?
So at Legal & General, I think on the whole, we're in a really good position, but we can always learn and we're always looking to improve with a really strong test and learn culture. We do look to some of the big tech giants to really understand how they're using data in a smart way, particularly to segment that customer base and drive personalisation.
Given that balancing the books is always going to be important and you can't spend away, you know, till your heart's content, how close are you at Legal & General to achieve this?
So I think this is where the regulations really helped us with our business cases. It was historically hard with traditional business cases to prove the value of customer experience, but regulation has really helped us get business cases over the line for things that we've been wanting to do anyway. In addition to that, by implementing the new operating model, the bar's lower because we're in control of the change, so we can really test and learn what works for our customers.
So finally, where does Quadient fit into that vision? What are your plans for this year, 3 years' time, and 5 years' time? Ultimately, what will you use the Inspire platform for your customers and your employees?
So we've got an extensive roadmap in retail protection of communications that we want to transform into our One Retail solution. We've also got other areas and divisions of Legal & General looking at the solution. We've got Workplace about to launch. So really it's expanding that out across retail. We've also purchased customer journey mapping. So we're just at the start of that, where we're going to use that to map our existing journeys, but also then overlay that data and insight onto them so we can really identify those pain points for our customers and see where are the areas that will drive the most value for customers for us to focus on improving.
And do you think that will give you a lot of benefit for change in how you communicate with the customer with journey mapping?
Absolutely. I think it's just that ability to be able to learn from our customers, and it's a concise tool that we can use to really display that and have other areas of the business also input into it.
So Harriet, many thanks for talking to Quadient. We're here for the future for you, and we're going to support you every step of the way.
Pleasure. Thanks, Mark.
So thanks for listening in. Hope you found today's session useful and got some interesting insights from Harriet. If you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out and I'm more than happy to help.